maybe the timeline of delivering the updates and finalizing them. Talking about the verification and stuff that Mohammed has been worked on it. I don't know if you have talked about it in the other meetings. We can forget about it. But if you don't have any updates, okay. We have talked about it in this meeting, and we may have talks around the changing plan for the meeting for everybody knows about it. Sorry, I'm literally distracted because of my son. We are alone in the house, and the third item that we can talk during this meeting is just about Transact and maybe the problems that Carlos have, and also updates from you all. That's all I have in my mind. Feel free to add the agendas, and it's all from my now. I pass it to Griff.
My intentions are just to check in, see what's going on. Excited to always see the updates and hear the latest. And distractions. Just gonna be working on some other give drop stuff while I'm hanging out. And I'll pass it to Mohammed.
Hey guys, my intention is getting synced with you, and I have no distraction, and I'm happy that we have Carlos here again. I will pass it to Mato.
Hey guys, good morning. Intentions for this call is to give support in everything I can. Since last week I started performing some performance audit to the app. Talk with Ramin with some stuff about it, so maybe I want to discuss how we should proceed with it now that we are going to do the design, especially since Ramin added the S-lint to the project. I think that goes really well with what I did. So it's just like a couple of parameters that we should be following once we start to hack on the new components and design. And yeah, that's all. I'll pass it to Ramin. Or yeah, have you gone, man?
Hey guys, I don't have any distractions right now, and I'm gonna see what's going on and how can I help to the team. Thanks. I pass to Cherik.
Thanks, Ramin. Hey guys, my intention is to sync up and talk about design system that I published the first version today. And my distraction is my room lost electricity, so I don't have any light. Excuse me. I pass it to Musaidi. Or Lauren.
Hi. Sorry. Okay, so my intention is actually getting your update on what's going on about the design. Me and Rodri are working on the Giveth right now. Rodri is actually trying to deliver the static page, like contact us about us and things like that. And I'm working on the project. The project process, the viewing all of the project, single project, donation to the project, and also after that, I'm going to work on the creation of the project. I was talking with Marco before the meeting, and I think we can deliver by Friday the rest of the things that are missing on the Giveth. But for the maybe it's too deeper, but we are kind of need more time to work on the my account screens because things are changed a lot there. But the rest, I'm positive that we can deliver on time by Friday. And for the distraction, I don't have anything, any distraction. Pass it to who's left. Drake. I don't know. Oh, Lauren.
Hello.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lauren again. I checked your comments on Give Economy. Marco is actually making some changes on the Give Economy. That's also another update.
Okay. Cool. Thanks, Missy. My intentions for the call are to just check in, take notes. It's really interesting to hear like what the progress is on the design stuff. I made a bunch of like comments and edits to the copy for the homepage, so it would just be like cool to sync up with it. And then also my other intention is to, like Monique mentioned, discuss like the way that we're going to change the formatting in the dev meeting so that we have everybody synced up on Give Economy stuff, on DAP stuff. And then the quality score thing is done in the forum, so I just wanted to bring it to your attention. Maybe we want to implement that sometime soon. I'll pass it to Ashley.
Guys, my intentions for the call is just stay in the loop with what's going on and see if there's anything that you need my input on. And I don't really have any distractions. I'm just here listening. And I think I'm the last one. I came in a little bit late, but
I came in later than you. Sorry. I can take it. My intentions for this call is to catch up, see what's going on, and I would love for anyone, Monique, especially, to pass me some issues that I can figure out how to solve. And that's it for me. I'll pass it back to Monique if that's everyone.
I'm missing. Yeah. Well, my intentions for this meeting is to synchronize with the team, see the priority, and also give my status on what I did on the weekend on the Transact integration and what is missing, to complete it. And a few things, a few doubts I have about it. And I have no distractions, and I'll pass it back to Monique.
Thank you all. Happy to see your face in this call again. So just have a review about the agenda. Talks about the design, updates, system design things, talking about the performance stuff, and thinking more about what Meta is doing right now. On it, maybe what would you name it? The INSIC that reviews the code. I forgot the name.
S-Lint. Oh, I don't know how
yeah,
it says Lint.
ESLint, yeah.
LinkedIn tool.
Sorry. ESLint discussions. And number 3, I want to add an agenda about the canceling the project. I just want to make sure everyone understand it. Number 4, about verification of the transactions. That's a higher priority for us. Mohammed is on it. And number 5, I just want to add another agenda name, the scoring. I saw that I missed it. It was passed in the forum. I was thinking that, it's still under discussion. And we have a discussion about it that do we have to show the scoring to the project owner or not? That we can make it clear today. And that's it. So started with the first one, design updates. I think Mosaidi provided some stuff about the updates, but if you are interested to add something, Mosaidi, please go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. What you said?
if you want to add something about the progress and the blockers that you might have on design updates. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there isn't actually a blocker. Not a really big issue actually, but on the progress. Right now, actually, we have the project list, have the project single project screen, and Marco is actually on those screen and try to finalize them and make sure that everything's fine. And it can actually when they are done, when they are finished, and everything is done on our side, I can share the link so everyone can share the comments and review, and by the end of the week, that's actually going to be done. I mean, done, not just done by your side. And that's the progress. And I started to work on the donation now, and like I said before, Rodri is also working on the About Us and the Contact Us and the static screens.
Thank you. And we had a discussion with Ramin today because Ramin is working on Onboard.js, and some of the interactions and the user experiences that came from design is totally combined with the implementation that Ramin is flowing. For example, we talked about connecting wallets without going to log in or seeing a pop-up. So you might be be in touch with him and Lauren, everybody, to make sure that the design and the UX that you're following is possible during this time that we want to implement it.
Sorry, can I add something? As you know, we changed the whole process of the user login. It was we had a sign in and sign out, but I changed them completely to sync with the user wallet, like what we had in Trace. The initial need for this issue was that some of the users and even the Giveth users was confused that how the app is working, especially on the donate page. They were confused that with which wallet they are donating. The wallet that is signed in on the wallet that is active on the MetaMask extension. So we decided to change the process and sync it with the wallet. But now I changed them and I had some issues and fixed them. But now we have some processes are changed, and I want to. I think this is a good idea to have a meeting with Mo Saidi, and I need, I think, one modal and 2 pages. That it would be great that he added to the design because they are yes, because they are newly added in the new process of the user login.
Okay, we can actually set up a meeting for tomorrow morning. Maybe that's if that's okay with you, and discuss the matter.
If the Western time zones wants to contribute, let's change it. Lauren, Meto, anybody. We can also discuss it at the or daily stand-up that it start with the from tomorrow 7:30 a.m. Colombian time. So it might be possible if you want to join. Yeah, is it okay for you, Mosaidi and Rami?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see what's going on, because it's a little bit change, right now for the Ramin. You should be sync more to finalize the design, and so we have to wait for the confirmation of the Marco to start working on homepage. Am I right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But actually, no. The homepage is done. It's we don't. I mean that's okay to start working on homepage.
I think Lauren had some comments on it.
Yeah, I have to actually check those comments. It's more about the copy. If I'm not wrong, Lauren, that's right.
Like content for like calls to action and like just different things you can do on the DApp, but they were like on the side and not included on the homepage. And he was, I think, thinking of like including all this information somewhere on the homepage. So I think that the design of it like will change. And then also then like because that was separate, I made copy for like the homepage as it was, and then I made new content for the sidebar stuff that needs to get incorporated somewhere, but then maybe some of the wording will be redundant and then maybe some things will need to move around. So I think it probably might change based on like how that stuff gets added in.
You know, I really want to know about the header. You know, if I click on the, you know, that token numbers, what happened? And after that, the flow is just going to change the value. If I click on the header, there is a button for, you know, that's showing the value that I logged in. If I click on that, it's an address, an onboard.js pop-up loaded, and I can you know, switch between my wallets. What happens? You know, I can't see a user experience flow on the designs. You know, it could be better that we have it. You know, my comments don't have any audience. It's just a comment. But Mosaid, if you have anything to add, you know, for example, homepage is just that, you know, a strict design. You know, it doesn't have any flow to make sure that are we doing the best or not.
I actually don't understand what is your point here. And also, I think maybe we can actually set up another meeting to not actually. I mean, we are just talking about the design, and maybe just invite some people that needed to be there.
Okay. Let's do
I don't want to waste anyone's time here. That's all.
Okay, I got it. For your information, I just leave the comments on the homepage design right after you post it, or I think Marco posted the list of project in the design channel. You know, I left some comments there that was related to these flows, but I don't know. Maybe we have to create a Notion and, you know, make it documented there. But let's talk it tomorrow. Okay, and about the system design, Cherik, do you want to add something new?
Sure. Today I published npm package for our design system, so other guys can use it. But it's not completed. We should implement models and data blocks. If anyone can help me, I invite to join me to implement this.
Great. I just post the link of the repository about the UI design system in the AllDev channel. Please take a look. I will add some issues to it. You know, Cherik made 80% progress on it, but there are some steps left. For example, for inputs, we have to develop it, and for modals also we have to complete it. I invite all the front-end devs. Maybe Mitch, it might be interesting for you. Please take a look and think with Cherik. I will help you on it. I didn't add any issues to that repo right now, but we can have a meeting and set it up. And also Mato, everybody. I invite all the front-end developers to see it, even Rami, and have to think about the whole structure of our design system. But two of them are left that Cherik needs help. One of them are modals, one of them are inputs. But I just want to make sure that most ID can implement inputs right now in the design system, where it needs work.
Actually, we have the input component. It's but the problem is we may need to remove some variants from that component. It's right now it's too complex. It's too big. I'm trying to move forward with the design and make sure that we just have the needed variants, not every possible variant that we are not going to use them. That's why I'm suggesting to hold on working on the input component.
Okay. So I create an issue there, but pending on your review, make it blocked by you. But the model are ready to implement, and Cherry needs help because he's get ready. He might be busy for other stuff on the Giveth economy. So I appreciate if you can take it. So let's move to our other agenda. It's about the performance. Great job, Mato. Go ahead, describe it, please.
Yeah, sure. Give me a second. I should better share my screen and I'll explain better. One second. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I was checking what the Next.js documentation was saying about going to production and performing performance tests and all of that. And I found out this tool that is called Lighthouse from Google. And I went straight to the Giveth app and it was disastrous. It was horrible. I mean, a performance of 13% was the worst thing I have seen in a long time. So I had to check what was going on. So at least for accessibility and best practices and SEO, we were doing actually all right. Anything up beyond 70% is actually good. So you can check the first summary of it in the PDF here, or you can make your own test, but that doesn't matter right now. So I started digging out and slowly making tiny performance improvements. Basically to the time to interactive and basically the network loads that the app was having. So for this first improvement, I just upgraded Next.js. Then I checked the scripts and how the fonts were being loaded, because I noticed that we were doing net in some place that shouldn't be handled, and added a tiny little version of xlint that right now I will focus to adapt and merge what Ramin was making last week, because he put the better rules, or a particular set of rules that are better for Next.js framework. After that, I checked another script that was taking a lot of time to load. It was having like 15 seconds of loading time previous the first render, and that was the React Quill video resize module. I refactored it and improved that 10% extra, so that was really good. After that, I was checking the images were having like at least 170 milliseconds per image, and if you can imagine the infinite scroll of projects we have images for all of them. So I went and checked to Piñata if we were handling CDN, and we don't have it so far. So I asked Kai, and I think he will reach out Griff, because I think that you are the one that has the access to our Piñata plan. So after we upgrade it, we will be able to use a faster CDN that at least will make us fetch our images way faster, and that's going to make a great improvement. And the last one that I did was code splitting in the application that basically make us improve the app up to 54% average. It depends on the layout, on the page that we are currently handling it. For example, all of this is only on the landing page. And code splitting basically means whatever component or library that you don't need in the exact second that the page renders can be handled dynamically. So using this library from Next.js basically says that your app can be loaded, and then after a couple of seconds or whatever, it will split it in another chunk for execution on the browser, and that will make it a little bit more faster. And that was true. I took some of the heavier loads on the layout that is basically the header and everything that is being handled as a higher order component. So I stopped it here. That took me a long time to realize all of these little improvements. But as we are entering a new redesign, I didn't find value to start refactoring all of what we have already, because almost all components will change, also following the design system that Sherry is building. So my proposal right now is everyone that is going to handle a page and develop a page for the application on the redesign, for example, Ramin, Sharik, or myself, let's have into consideration this performance tool. Let's use the S-lint that Ramin added, and I will adapt to this branch. So for every little thing that we add, we must check the time to interactive, the speed index, and all of these parameters that they took into consideration, and make the application extra fast and reliable to the user experience. I noticed that coming from 13% to 54% made a huge difference in the experience. So I think that's the conclusion. I will adapt the S-lint rules that Ramin added to this branch, see if nothing breaks, and move it to staging and start testing there. I don't see the point to, maybe I want to check if it's worth to make a new release based on this. Maybe it's worth it, because a performance improvement of 30% is always nice to have. But yeah, my suggestion and my proposal is that for every page that we build, we take into consideration of these parameters, and let's say see the costs of asking for a new library, reusing code, etc. So there are many little details that we need to take into consideration, and that sadly James and myself didn't care that much back in the day since we started developing the application. So I think it's the perfect timing to do it. So, and yeah, if you have any questions, I will try to upload all of the resources and all of the tricks that I found, so everyone has like that extra knowledge for by the time that we start implementing the new design. And that's it.
Thank you, Marcel. Thank you. I have two questions. What's the difference between ESLint and ESLing? You know, is there any difference, or I'm just mistaken about it?
What was the second one you mentioned? ESL.
Yeah, you typed ESLING.
No, I don't know that one. It's the only one that I know is with T at the end.
Okay. And the another one is do these analytics applied for the backend side or not? It's just front end side.
We can also optimize the backend, but not necessarily this way because there are not so many, let's say, interactions with the browser and different network connections, etc. So we can try to make the JavaScript bundle super lightweight, so the backend can also respond in milliseconds or something like that. But the main improvement in the backend is just give responses as quick as possible and have it as stable as we can. So I'm not that related to backend improvements. So maybe that's something that Amin or Carlos or Amin can take a look and suggest.
Yeah. Would you please take a look at the technical debt epic that we created? I just want to make sure that we don't double work on it. Let me share my screen. If it's on this epic technical debts issue number 267. We added these issues. Mohammed added these two. Return all data that front end needs from a project detail page in an endpoint. Support pagination and sort in fish project endpoint. These two may increase the performance much better, I think, from the backend side. And from the front end side, fixed loading problems. I think we added some details to this issue. Is just about these files. Investigation of the problem that you're working on it. The file underline app.js, the file underline document.js, and the layout.js. Is the work that you did related to this item, or I just want to double check that we are on the right way?
Yeah, totally. That totally has to do with this. I made some changes on app.js and the document and the layout. It still has a lot of room for improvement. So you can assign that to me actually, because I'm working on that right now. I didn't know that was an issue.
Yeah, we just created this in a meeting with you, if you remember. Sorry.
Yeah, I forgot about it. Sorry.
No problem, man. Just to be in mind that we have to change these items just for syncing. And what about these items? Syncing user value with login process. That's, I think Roman is working on it right now. And implementing the styles, removing theme UI, and blockchain provider using Web3, using Web3 or Ether.js. Is it related to the performance? One of them or not?
The theme UI, by the way, is theme, no team.
Sorry.
That one should be like a slow process to do. Maybe. Yeah, I think I can take that because actually the CSS loading time is also a problem right now. If we see that removing theme UI can make a large improvement, I think that will be a priority as well. But what I try to say is that I think that if I will do an example in some components or something like that, and we slowly start removing the package, because doing it all at once can be really problematic. So that's an effort that we should be doing once we start with the redesign. I think.
So because it takes time, we can maybe we can postpone it. I remember that when we talked about these issues, we decided to do this and just do the login process after that. But if you
I
have
think
time, take it, yeah.
that we can do it alongside with the redesign, because if we implement this new design and we use the system design that is being implemented, we are going to be removing theme UI step by step. So I think that it's a good issue to have in there, but I think it's like a process that we will have to agree on doing while we work on the different components and pages. It's not just like, let's remove the package and that's it, because it will take time and an effort for every little piece of the code. Because theme UI is everywhere, literally.
Okay, I assigned it to you. If is it okay?
Sure.
Yeah, thank you. And about this item, Ramin, I just want to mention that you might be able to link or relate this issue with what we're doing right now. I assign it to you if you have something to add. Is it okay?
Yes, it's okay.
It's stuck right now. Okay, thank you. Let's move to our another agenda. It's about. Sorry,
Monix. I have something to add. The backend issues in the technical debt issue epic how something in front end as well, but I should implement it in the backend and then front should change that. Just for information.
Yeah, thank you. But let's keep in mind that we do need all of it, before the launch, So we have to plan for it. I'm a little bit worried about, consequences. Let's move to verification, Mohammed, because you talked. It's your time.
Yeah, I researched something for verifying the donations. I knew that we can use Etherscan API for verifying donations in the mainnet and Ropsten networks. Now, Ropsten donations are for our staging environment, and it's good to have that in the staging environment as well. And for the XDAI donations, we can use Block Scout endpoints, and because it's very good, because the Block Scout web services input outputs are exactly like Etherscan. So we don't need to implement different things. So I did something, because we have some normal transfers. For example, in the mainnet network, when you transfer, if it will be normal transfer, but when you transfer DAI, you call a smart contract and you transfer token. So I added something to check 3 networks and all the normal transfers and token transfers, and it works almost good. And we have something else when if user use a speed up for a transaction, if the user has been sent the nonce, we can find if the transaction has been a speed up or not. All the utilities are implemented, but I just have to integrate the utilities with our donation system, and adding some validations in creating donations. For example, we can avoid some malicious acts in the creating donations. I should add some validation there. Yeah, it's good. We can. I think after it needs 2 or 3 days to be completed the verifying donation system, and after that you can have it on staging. Maybe sorry. And a little change we should do in the front end side. For example, sending nonce in the creating transaction that we don't send it for now. Just little things in the front end. I can do it myself, but we have it. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mohammed. Yeah, just want to make sure that everyone, know what's going on here. The problem was that we need to verify the donation has been made on the IO with the network to make sure there is it correct and consider what you call it, airdrop or give drop. So I just want to make sure that it doesn't have any. We didn't miss anything, just with the stakeholders, Griff, Lauren, Matto, and Mitch, everybody. If you have something to add, or if you consider something that has to be in mind, for example, a special token, or maybe in the I don't know, maybe if we're on staging, we might use another chain or what is going on. And yeah, go ahead.
We are going to use Kovan to start, but I think so. Kovan is going to be, but Kovan has Etherscan, so that should be fine. The only thing I'm really worried about with Etherscan is the rate limiting. I'm sure that you're already aware of that, but making sure that we have a good solution around that. I don't know if we have to pay or whatever. Obviously, we can pay to make sure that we have that working.
Yeah, the rate limit of Etherscan is 5 requests per second. That I think it's pretty good for until the time that we have less than 10,000 donation in day or 5,000 donation in day. I think with until then the free plan is good for us. Yeah.
And in staging, do we do it on Rinkeby? How we can?
We're going to do it on Kovan.
On Ropsten.
Kovan.
Cool.
Kovan is.
Are you sure?
Third. Yeah. Well, that's where that's going to be our main net, because unless Amin tells me differently, but I think it makes sense because that's the only place that Balancer has their deployment. So our version of mainnet, it's not right now. Right now it's on Rinkeby, but our version of mainnet for I guess that doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't matter for givebacks. But our main version of mainnet for the give farm is Kovan. So I don't know. Do we have a deployment on Rinkeby for the DApp? Is that the game?
I think Mohammed made it on the Ropsten.
Yeah, I checked. I have checked some donations in the staging to test my work, and I saw the transaction were in the Ropsten, and Etherscan support Ropsten.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm totally mistaken.
No problem.
Okay, I just go ahead.
Sorry, I have a question about the network that in IO, is it important for us which network the user is? For example, we want the user to be on the Ropsten and XDAI and mainnet only, or there are no problem which network the user is.
When creating donation, you should send the network ID, because I would check that network for this transaction hash. And currently the front end send that. All the donations I think have network ID for now, and it should be like before.
Yes, for donation, it's obvious that the user should be on the correct network. But for the rest of the app, I think we have set some limitations on the backend. When the user sign a message on the MetaMask or his wallet, and it's on another, it's on wrong network and send it to backend, the backend gives me an error. Well, I think it's not important for us that which network the user is using. I can send you the error and you can check it.
I have no idea.
For signing a
You can check
message,
it
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, for signing it doesn't matter. And because right now in according to a new design, on the header, you have to show the address that the user is logged in, and it's very important that which network is it. Am I right?
The address, I think, is not related to the network.
So if I change, if I change my account from one network to another, without the front knows it, it has showed me a error that, hey, you change your MetaMask, for example, chain, and you're not on the right chain. So the front end should listen to the network, and the which network is right now selected by the wallet, I think.
I think just on the donated on the donate page is necessary.
So if you want to sync all the login logout actions, with the wallet, I think you have to listen to the wallet. But if it's not important, we can pass it. I don't know, Metal, do you have something to add? Maybe I'm right.
Right now there are restrictions because we were having trouble splitting the environment and Robsang and mainnet. But I think that we can just leave it open to the user and just say a message that we're only accepting in X or Y network. That's it. That I think that comes very in sync with the effort that Ramin is doing on putting on board to the authentication and all of that. We can just leave it open and just restrict certain functions to a network. In the end, it's the same. It's the same address, and we don't care where it's been signed. We just care about where it's actually been a donation saved.
About the donation is okay. Go ahead.
I think Monique brings up a really good point of this. We do need to tell them what. When they go to the donate page, we show them whatever network they're on, what they want to donate in, right? So I guess we have to have awareness of what network they're on, right?
Yeah, we are always listening to the network, and we have this event, but just on the donate page, we want the user, yeah?
Okay, so on the donate page, we have awareness of whatever network their MetaMask is set to it doesn't matter with signing the message.
I'm just talking about the other pages than donation. Donation is obvious that you have to listen and show the user. But the other events, let's think about it. For example, imagine that I'm a product owner, and I want to edit for example, my project, and I changed the network on the other tabs. Then I came back to that, tabs on IO and try to do lots of things. Maybe I changed my, linked address, or maybe I removed the connection or the linkage between my wallet address and the dApps. It should be considered that we have to provide some error messages to the user that, hey, it's not linked to your account, or maybe you're on the long. I see it right now in the IO when I change the wallet, the address. It shows me a message that you're on the wrong network. On the other page, then donation, I mean. Let's discuss it tomorrow and let's check it on the test. Do
we have time to discuss on Transact, Monique?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Carlos.
Yeah, well, first my status on the weekend. Well, I was reading all the documentation and I started implementing Transact. So from what I understand of the flow, first on the front end, well, the transaction will occur, and then, for example, Mateo will send me the donation that was done to the backend, to the mutation we already have. I added the Transact ID and the Transact status, so we save that information. Then I created an endpoint to receive the webhooks from Transact that will, I understand it will only update the status unless we want to save any other information. But yeah, pretty much I'm testing right now the webhook. It's working. I would need pretty much like the front end integration to see the complete flow of it. But I'll probably upload today the pull request so that Amin or Mohammed can take a look and see what I need to change, or yeah. That's pretty much my status with Transact. I'll paste on the Giveth.io the payload of Transact, and you let me know if there's any other information we want to save. I'm currently saving only the Transact ID and the Transact status, but yeah, I'll paste it there.
Thank you, Carlos. Yeah, we may have a talk about it tomorrow, but tonight we check it. And please make sure, according to our meetings, Amin is responsible for confirming the backend side, and from the front end side, Cherik, I think, is responsible for code reviewing the Mattel, and Rami. And by the way, I really want to know which issues is the PR is related to. Did you link your PR with the issue that I can?
I haven't uploaded the PR. I will do it today in the afternoon. I'll link it to the issue.
Thank you.
Yeah, I wanted to confirm, is that the flow? Like on the front end, we create the transaction and then the backend just listens to the status changes. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Mohammed, just create a flow. I mentioned you in the channel right now. You can see the flow that Mohammed has created.
I will put that in the issue. Money.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We just have 3 minutes, but there are some agendas that we have. One is for canceling. I have to finalize it. It's my duty here, and get back to the Mohammed or Carlos for the backend side. We may add properties there to make sure that the requirement is met. And about the scoring, just one question. Shall we show the scoring to the project owner only, or we don't want to show it project owner?
I think it's totally like off their screen, like they don't know their score. If you're talking about the quality score, Monique?
Yeah, the quality score.
Yeah, I don't think the user can see it at all.
Okay. And do we need the algorithm, changes of the algorithm before the launch, or we can postpone it?
I think that's something that we need to decide, I guess. Maybe Matteo, do you have an opinion?
Sorry, I was a little bit distracted. What was it?
It's all right. Do we need to have the new quality score algorithm implemented before launch, or can it wait?
Well, I think that it doesn't have that much complexity according to what I read on the post. So I think that it's important to have before of it because I am sensing that a big load of projects will come after launch. So even though that we could make the recalculation afterwards, I think it's important to do it right now because yeah, assuming that there will be coming a lot of projects, we should be ready for that. And yeah, I don't see the complexity on it. It's just changing the formula on some additions that they already exist. So if we have the time, I think that should have priority. The hard part is done, that it's making the decision on what should have X points or what should we be giving more value to.
And you do it overnight for calculation each day, or on which event that occurred, you just calculate the score.
We need to change and recalculate all of the recent scores, the ones that we have already, and yeah, just keep like adding according to what we agreed. But we need to recalculate all of the scores that are right now.
Recalculating all of the project is a thing, and calculating them from which event is another, or we can do it once a day overnight, for example.
Sorry to interrupt you guys. I've got a hard stop at the top of the hour here.
Okay, sorry.
So I'll be out, and unfortunately, I'll be on the road the rest of today. So I'll get your messages, but hoping to spend more time working tomorrow.
Okay.
See you, man.
Thank you.
Okay, see you guys.
I also have to make a hard stop in right now. But
yeah.
Thank you.
Let's say goodbye. So okay. Yeah. Thank you for you, all of you, joining this meeting. See you tomorrow. Have a good day.
Bye bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye. Thank you.